Hello and welcome everyone to the first episode of Azure Power BI Cohort with Mr. Saurabh Sharma. We will be beginning with the session. We have Sir with us. Hello, Saurabh. Hi, welcome.
Hello everyone.
Hi, so Saurabh is a senior consultant too at Neodesk Technologies Private Limited, and as shown in the schedule, he'll be taking an introduction to Power BI and data importing. Over to you, Saurabh. Thank you so much for doing this with us.
Hello everyone. So, for some weeks, we will learn about something with the Power BI expertise, some points, some new like how to visualize, how to edit our new, you can say, reporting criteria. How can we visualize a new thing? How can we do some extra efforts? How can we put a extra effort to the our reporting sites? And what's the benefit of preparing a good report so that our clients, our you can say goal can be achieved very easily? Because if the reporting would be good, then we can understand that where we have to go, where we have to be, learn, what would be the impact. So the all stuff would be there, right? So basically, let's start the session. Okay. And let me introduce myself first. Let me share my screen. Okay, my screen's already being shared, so let me tell you from the beginning. So basically, we are starting from the bill, completely basic. Like, it's not the higher end, it's like completely basic. What is Power BI? How can we explore? How can we visualize? What is the use of it? How can we go with it? So right now I can see it's my first slide. So you can see here it's showing like my name is basically Saurabh Kumar Sharma. My mail address is already there, so you can note it down so that if you can ask me any kind of a question, any kind of thing, you can directly ping me into LinkedIn, or you can say in the mail, so that you can easily find out what kind of a help, if you required any kind of help on the Power BI or any other Azure related thing or Microsoft related thing, I can help you on that one. Let me introduce myself. My name is Saurabh Kumar Sharma. I am a Microsoft certified trainer and a senior consultant in the Neodesk IBM Microsoft, and experience in data, AI engineering, working with the data analyst and different kind of a multiple ML models. Like, also I have a certified in data engineering, DevOps, data engineering, data administrator, data AI fundamental, database administrator, and Azure fundamental as well. And right now the some new certification also there, but there I am not able to add this one here. Skill side, you can see lots of skills I have in that one. And we are talking only on Power BI reporting visualization perspective. Right now, the previously that that is called as a DA100, right? And now they have changed to PL300, the certification for the given by the Microsoft. Now let's move to the first slide. What is the Power BI first of all? Like, Power BI is some sort of a tool which will give you a analysis of our data, right? You can use Excel, you can use Access, whatever, but it will not give you a proper visualization. Like, if something, the data would change, the visualization would change, and we need some sort of a filters, we need some sort of a more oriented, you can say access, more metrics, location, device, more visualization tools. So if you want to go with a more kind of a stuff, the more word, then you can go with the Power BI tools. So it will give you a more business analytics, it will give you the more analysis of data, so that your business users and even you can get the access of the more important data and metrics in the single location, right? Now, moving to the next one, which is the tool and platforms. Like, Microsoft Power BI will give you some sort of a tools and platform. Like, service side, it will give you web based, all platform, limited design tool, limited data source, dashboard, and publishing. Desktop side, it is showing giving you Windows only, reverse design, and query and modeling tools. Mobile side also, it is giving you a cross platform and report viewing. Embedded side, it is giving you report integration, REST services, and create custom visualization. That is completely familiar. I think we all know about this one. If you are in the data analyst side, if you are more involving into the, you can say, the visualization side, Power BI side, then that would be a great option for you. Like whatever, if you want to do some visualization perspective, if you are doing in data analyst perspective, then this is the great tool for doing the some sort of a, you can say, a complete end-to-end solution of visualization and analytics side, right? So these are the four main key component by which most of the people are moving to this. Now next would be Power BI building blocks. What it will give you in the building block side. So visualization side, it will give you some sort of a visualization what you want, basically a bar chart or a table or a line chart or any kind of you can say perspective of showing something new, different pie chart or anything. So there are lots of, right? And you can say in the visualization side, it will give you a second option, which is the data set. Data set is some sort of a set of a data, whatever data you have, like any kind of a Excel sheet, any kind of a SQL, any kind of a CSV, app, SAP, HANA, lots of data sources we have. So it can be any kind of a data sets. Now the report side, whatever your like main target would be, like whatever the report over the top of your data, we have to build a proper report for the your analysis, for your completely understanding purpose. We will build a proper and good looking report so that we can understand what is the real data we have in Excel sheet, so that we can show to our client, show to our manager, some other person, even we can see like this is our data and this is the visualization perspective, and we can easily understand what the data want to say. Like some sales data would be there, then how many sales would be there on the month basis or account basis or some date basis or whatever, it's a requirement. Now the next would be the dashboard. Dashboard is nothing but like similar kind of a report, but dashboard contain lots of report, bunch of the reports called as a dashboard. It will contain lots of like HR report, sales report, some sort of a prediction report, some sort of a, you can say, accounts reports or anything. So lots of the reports would be there. Now the tiles would be the same as like whatever tiles you can apply over there. So it's completely bunch of the building blocks by which you can create a good looking dashboards for you, so that you can share to someone for visualization, visualizing the complete data whatever you have, like Excel, CSV, or any kind of a stuff, right? Now what is the steps for the building blocks exercise? Basically, first of the data source, it can be either CSV, either you can say Excel, SAP, or Oracle, Azure, SQL on prem. There are lots of sources options we have in the, you can say, Power BI. So just click on the get data and you will get the lots of option. Whatever option you want to go, you can click directly onto it and you can upload the data, and then we can start creating the report. That is the first option, like what is your data source. It can a simple query as well, right? If you want to get the data from like suppose you want to create some sort of a weather report, so you just go to the weather website, get the API, and then put it here. It will collect all the whatever the weather data is there, and then we can start building the reports. Now the next part would be report. Report is like your visualization perspective, whatever data you have, you are creating a report over there. Now report plus visualization means whatever report is just like a blank page, and then your visualization, your ideas, your thought would be presenting, you are into the report that will combine and create a dashboard. Dashboard would be a complete set of your visualization, like tables, metrics, bar chart, and everything. So it will be a dashboard. Now after this dashboard, once you publish that dashboard into any kind of a like you can say app.powerbi kind of a URL, then it will be, you are able to access this into, you can say, in your laptop, your mobile, your any kind of a device directly, right? So this is a complete journey of you can say accessing your data from a simple source to visualization side. Whatever data you it will whatever the data will tell you in the exact manner, basically, right? Now the next would be the getting data, how we can get the data, basically. Before that before that I want to move to you into the what is the basic purpose of this, right? So let me open the Power BI so that we can start knowing something about this, like how it look like. See, now this is the once you open your Power BI on the first time, then it will give you either you can choose any kind of like select the data source within the blank report, like you can select a blank report, or you can choose the data source as well, whatever. Like I am choosing the blank report. So your Power BI look like this exactly, right? So here we have data, here we have visualization, here we have filters, some sort of a, you can say, options, lots of option in the, you can say, above window, like get the data, Excel workbook, one notebook, SQL server, enter the data words, recent sources, lots of there. Once you click on get data, you will get all most of the lots of option. When you click on more, then it will give you lots of options like Excel, CSV, folders, PDF, Parquet, SharePoint, Access, Oracle, IBM, Nestra, SAP HANA, Google, BigQuery, Vertica, Snowflake. So many options are there. See, we can not compare, like if we can say like this option is not the most of the options are there. If not, then you can use the directly blank query. That would give you the all the connected option, basically. So there are lots of option, whatever option we can think na, that all option would be there, right? So now moving to the slide again. Yeah, so first of all, how we can go with the getting data, basically, like in Power BI, just now I have shown you. So in the Power BI we can have a wide variety of data sources, like including on-prem server, databases, Azure storage, Excel worksheet, and large number of third-party services as well. So once you click on Azure, like in the snap, you can see there is a called option called as Azure. When you click on Azure, so related to Azure, whatever sources you have, like SQL, SQL Data Warehouse, Marketplace, HD Insight, Blob Storage, Table Storage, Azure HD Insight, Spark, Azure Document DB, Data Lake, lots of options would be there. Now you can, what kind of options you want to go with it? Like first you can go with a clean and transform data with a query editor. Like suppose there are 100 table and you need only one table, you can choose the table and then import the data, that's it, done. But if you want the data should be combination of two or three tables, or only some specific number of column is required, or some special demand you have, then you can go with query editor instead of directly going to it. Then you can click on query editor and then clean the data, whatever requirement you have. You can apply join, pivoting, unpivoting, any kind of a stuff you can do, right? Now moving to the second option, which is the connect to the advanced source and create the transformation. Whatever transformation you want, like any kind of pivoting, unpivoting, join, remove duplicates, finding some single data, or whatever you can do. So you can easily go into the source, select source, and then you can choose whatever you want to do, right? Then message irregularly formatted data. It will throwing you a message if the data is not a proper format. That is the great thing for it. Like most of the cases in our SQL, we are not sure about some sort of a data format or something. But the Power BI is very sensitive about the data side. Like if the data is not correct or any kind of a format issue, any kind of a dot issue also, it will throw you error that data is not correct, we are not able to successfully upload some sort of a data, and then it will give you the error message, right? So data sensitivity side also it is very secure. Like it will give you more functionality, like if it is a irregular data, the format is not correct, or second option, like you can transform any kind of a stuff. Well, with a single click you can transform our complete data. Like if the data is in a raw format, you want to change into column format, just click on it. It with a single click it will changing it to pivot to unpivot, pivot to unpivot to pivot, or you can remove any kind of bulk columns, bulk rows, or any kind of a stuff you can do in the high level of the Power BI. Now next is the modeling side. Why? What is the basically modeling? So basically, modeling it's a technique to create a logic connection or a relationship between multiple sources, right? Suppose there are two tables. I'm just giving you one example. Suppose there are two tables. One table is sales and second table is the date, right? In the sales table you have some column called as date key. Date key is look like a exactly date but not exactly date. Let me tell you, like suppose in the sales table you have one column which is having date key, and it is containing the data is 2025 0206. It is look like a date but not, it's not a date, it's a date key, right? It's a format is YYYMMDD, right? But there is no dash, no slash, nothing is there, right? Now by default you are creating one date table over there. It is containing date key as well as the other like month column, year column, complete date column, quarterly column, whatever column is required for it, right? Now our task would be there, like if I choose any specific date na, then the sales will change. But in the sales table there is no date. It contained date key but there is no date, right? Then what we can do, so we can map this date key column with a date table in a join manner, either many to many, one to many, depend on what kind of a schema you are following. Like you can go with snowflake schema, you can go with a star schema, whatever, if it's up to you basically. Like we already, if you are not familiar with the star schema, then we can say like there would be one fact table, and it is surrounded by a, you can say the dimension table, but this is called as a star schema mostly. Like the sales table is taking the data, some data from date, sales table taking the data from account ID, sales table taking the data from the model, sales table taking the data from product, sales table taking the data from product ID, sales table taking the data from manager ID, or something like that. So it is surrounded by the all the dimension table. So all the dimension table should be connected with the sales table. So it contain all the information, the sales table mostly it contain all the information, but that information is depending on the dimension table, right? Now in the modeling technique side we are creating a logic so that we can connect this main sales table or any kind of a table to the, you can say dimension table or whatever table is there behind the, you can say picture basically, right? Let me give you one example. So here you can see in the picture there is a order detail, customer, uh, customer dan, and then there is a customers, right? So order and order details having one column which is order id, and then second table contain order id, right? We can easily join with it. Now you can see there are star and one. What does it mean by this? So star means many, or one means one. So many to one, many to many, one to many, and one to one. So there are four kind of a relationship we study in 12th mostly. But you can see mostly there are two relationship which we need only. One to many, many to one. This is the first category, and second category is many to many relationship only. So one to many relationship means your one word will be related to many things, right? And you can see in this one, In this one, that order table, it is containing order id. So one order id is related to multiple order details. Like with one order id you can select multiple product id, with one order id you can select multiple unit price, with one order id you can select multiple quantities. So that would be one to many relationship. But vice versa also means this would be many to one relationship as well. If you are taking a reference with the order detail, then it's a one many to one. If you are taking a reference from order, then it is one to many, right? Now next would be, you can see, if you want to connect your orders with a customer, there is no link, right? Then how can we connect? Here we have customer id, and here also we have a customer id, right? Now my point is, one person can buy multiple things. Like if there is a shopping kind of a complex kind of a stuff, then one person can buy lots of things like soap, like flowers, pot, laptop, or any kind of a stuff he can buy, right? So one customer id can buy multiple products or multiple orders. Then this would be one, this would be many. So in the reference of customer it is one to many, and in the reference of order it is many to one, right? So this is the mean of one to many, many to one relationship, right? Now what is the use of this? Like creating a calculated column, that is the first part. Like if you want to calculate something, if you want to create some sort of a logic over there, then you have to map properly. If the mapping is proper manner, then your you can say the data would be correct. Now next is optimizing data model for a better visualization. That is the same thing. Like if you are creating some table, your logic is wrong, means your relationship is wrong, then the data would be not correct. Third is creating measures and work with time based function. First of all, what is measures? In the basic level, what is measure? So whatever formula you are creating into the Power BI, that is called as a measure. Like if you are doing some sort of a summation, as subtraction, some, you can say divide or any kind of a stuff, that will called as a measure. So creating measure and work with the time based function, like whatever time you are selecting, your logic you are selecting, then that would be changing the complete visual of the dashboard. That is called as a creating a measure and work with a time based function. Now the last one is creating a calculated table. Sometimes apart from our main table we have to create a separate table as well, that is completely irrespective of the old tables. It is completely a separate table that will contain a completely different logic. Just for example, suppose you are creating a, these four are the tables, right? Order details, customer k, customer den, and customers. But there is no date table. So if you create a date table in the separate manner, that is not related to these all, right? But there is, you can say, order date. When you link with order date to the date table, then that date table would be work properly. Otherwise, that date table will not work whether you are choosing any kind of a date, right? If you have any question, please let's go with first question. Anything? Any questions? Anything? Any questions? Not showing what you are. There are not showing. Screen is not visible. Yes, you can see the recording. We will give you the links as well. That is correct. Only these many. Okay. Let's come to the class again then. Okay. Okay. Modeling side. Now moving to the next. Visualization side. So visualization is a visual representation of data, such as chart, graph, map, and other visual representation of data. Like you can go with a line, bar, pie, or a stuck chart. You can go with matrix or pivoting, and you can go with a tree map, geo, filter map, slicer, customer visual. Lots of things are there, right? So it's up to you. Whatever visual you want to show, you want to go with it. So it's up to you. Okay. Now, next would be publishing and sharing. There is an option called as publish. So once the published report for the Power BI desktop to the Power BI services, you can print, you can export the dashboard, manually republish and refresh the data, create and connect to the content, and integrate OneDrive to the for the business solution as well. So it's up to you. If you want to share your data to someone, you can go with it. If you want to publish your report, if you want to share the link, if you want to go with any kind of a stuff to sharing some sort of access related stuff, you can go with it, right? Now exploring the data. So if you want to explore your data, or if you are someone want to explore the your data, basically there is some options inside the Power BI by which you can go with it. Now first is use quick insights. So with this one, whatever your report want to show to me or someone else, you can directly go with it and ask with it. It will give you the complete quick insight. What is the, it's like a some sort of a summary of your report. Second is ask question using natural language. So it's some sort of you can say chat GPT kind of a stuff, but not exactly the same. But if you can want to ask something, you can directly ask with it. Next is creating a custom Q&A suggestions. You can create your own custom Q&A suggestion with a semantic model. Semantic model is nothing. Whatever you are creating a relationship over the tables, that is we called as a semantic model. Now next is share dashboard with your organization. So like if you have successfully published your report and you want to share that dashboard to someone, like some in the organization, some in your colleagues, friends, or anyone, you can directly go to the dashboard, give the access to them, and then automatically the link will be shared to them on their mail ID, right? Now is edit tile details. Basically, if you don't want to see the KPI would be there, this would be there, this would be there, you can edit these tile details. Whatever you want to create, they can create. The details also can be editable. They can easily edit, and they can easily perform any kind of actions over there, right? Next is data analysis expressions, right? This is called as DEX queries. This we this is very famous name, like DEX queries, measures, calculated column, these all the things. So DEX is the collections of functions, operators, and constant that can be used in a formula or a expression to calculate and return one or more values. In a simple word, right? Means total sales is equal to sum bracket sales close bracket done. Means whatever you are doing in the calculation, the formula you are writing, that is called as a data analysis expression or text, right? Now what is the measure? So calculation on a collection of row after aggregation called as measure, right? Whatever thing like dex is already there, if you want to do a higher level, then it is called as a measure. Now what is calculated column? Then calculated column is calculation of each and individual row before aggregation. Like suppose there is a just before the class I told you that there is a date key. Like suppose the date key is 2024, then 0206, right? And you want to convert this into 2024 slash 04 slash 06 or 02 slash 06. That is first case. Second one, like suppose there is a numbers are there and you want to change some logic, like if number is equal to 1, then red color. If number is equal to 2, then sorry, if number is equal to 1, then yes. The number is equal to 2, then no. Simple. Then if you want to create a simple that kind of a column, none, then you can go with a calculate column, right? We can go with a measure as well, we can go with a column as well, it's up to you, right? Now, Power BI services integration, basically. Like, what is the Power BI services? What kind of a service we have? So, mostly in Power BI services integration, it's like via Power BI embedded, and then it will give you with the Azure subscription, mostly enabled by the developers for the Power BI experience. Like, you can say going with the Azure subscription, it will give you Azure data, workspaces, apps, reports, dashboard, and lots of things also here, right? So now this is the all for the basic whatever we have in the Azure side, right? Okay, so let's going with the question first. So we have Microsoft certification related to the Power BI is free for us. Yes, if you complete the module, then you will get some sort of a certification from either your organization or either from, you can say, Microsoft. If you complete the module, then they will give you a free certifications for that. Okay. Now again, because today we are going with basic only, don't worry about the higher level. If you are preparing for, you can say, if you are preparing for the, you can say, PL300 or some sort of a Power BI related certification, then via module and some dumps and some kind of a practice and some questions, you can go with it. And in these complete lectures we will cover most of the higher level, like from beginning to higher level, complete course of the Power BI. So it kind of a zero to hero course, so don't worry about it if you already know some of the basics of Power BI. In the next lecture we will cover most of the higher thing. In the next lecture, after some classes, we will cover the M queries, some modeling, like how can we create some sort of you can say higher level of code, how can we modify the connections or some calculated column measures, how can we change the visual, lots of things we will cover, don't worry. We have a complete set of a class, one by one we will go, right? Today is the basic, so we are not covering the lots of things. We are going with the basic stuff, like what is Power BI, how can we implement this, how can we go with it. So this is the simple stuff, right? Now moving to the next one, like today is the day one, so we are covering with the visualization option only, right? So this is called a visualization panel we have in a Power BI. So you can see in this one lots of the things are there, like horizontal bar, vertical bar, table, matrix, slicer, picture, py, map, pie chart, or you can say donut chart or slicer, lots of things are there. So these visualization types you can see in Power BI, whatever is your requirement, based on your requirement you can create any kind of a visual, which is you can say if you want to go with some sort of a related numbers only with a group by, then you can go with a table. If you want some sort of a pie chart, you can easily create pie chart, line chart, or it's up to your requirement, right? One by one. First of all, column and bar chart. So bar chart and column chart look like similar, but bar chart is the horizontal rectangle, column chart is a vertical rectangle. Both are exactly same created. So horizontal rectangle is the sales by territory, you can see, like APAC, EMEC, Japan, and NA. And in a vertical rectangle, which is a column chart, it is showing exactly same thing, only the thing is changes. Vertical is change sorry, horizontal is changing to the vertical and vertical is changing to horizontal. Most of the cases we are thinking that the right one is the bar chart and left one is the column chart, right? But it is wrong. Left one is the bar chart, right one is the column chart. Okay. Next, column and bar chart, there are different categories we have in the Power BI. First one is the stuck bar and column chart. What does it mean by this? Stuck means if you have had multiple categories, like here we have a gender category, male and female. So the black one is the male and green one is the female. So you can see your data would be automatically filtered out using the stuck bar and column chart in a two manner, like automatically it will be giving you man and female data here. Now second one is the cluster bar and column chart, right? It is filtering, but it is creating a separate bar, not combining them together. It is a separate bar because it's a cluster bar, right? Third one, 100% stuck bar and column chart. What does it mean by this? It is covering whole data, right? Previously there was a 10 million data, but that bar is changing continuously depending on our requirement, but in here it is showing me percentage wise, right? So 100%, and that green line is changing based on how much percentage is deflecting the, like, the green 100 means the both combination of male and female, but green one, like how many percentage of male, sorry, female as compared to male. So it will changing little bit, right? Now next one is the combo chart. Combo chart is, it is containing the line as well. Mostly the combo chart is using for the prediction wise, because this line will be using for the prediction and other points would be using for your growth or whatever you want to show the data into the bar chart. Mostly it can be either sales or anything. So this is the four chart in bar and column, so we can easily differentiate in the Power BI, right? If you want to go, then let me show you. So here, let me. I think this will not enlarge. Okay, so this is the stuck bar chart. Next one is the stuck column chart. Next one is the cluster bar chart. Next one is the cluster column chart. Then 100% stuck bar chart and 100% stuck column chart. These, the above, first line, it will contain all the bar and column chart, right? Now we will create a report, don't worry. So one by one we will go. First we are understanding the type of charts, okay? Now next, line chart. So line chart, if you want the data to be shown in a, you can say, in a simple way, and so that you can compare easily, then you can go with the, mostly sales data would be there, mostly 90% cases. So this year sales and last year sales, if you are comparing, then you can see the green line would be this year and the last year would be in the black line. So you can easily compare, like if you want to compare for the April month, so you can see this one is less than 3 million and this one is in higher than 3 million. So you can easily compare that this year we are in not in a proper level for the April month, but previously we are getting the higher sales, right? So this is the line chart. Now moving to the next one, which is the area chart. It is exactly same as the line chart, but it is covering some sort of a area as well. So you can see in April month, previously it was high, now it is low, but it is covering a area, so that we can easily understand how much is differentiate. It is exactly same, but it is covering the area. Now next one is a pie and donut chart. Both are looking like same but not exactly same, right? Pie chart will give you a proper circle with a proper kind of a layout, like how many differentiations we have, like a1, a3, a2, a3, a4. And in the donut chart, we are mostly using donut chart for the lower level of, you can say, like suppose there are less kind of a differentiation, right? Like two or threes are there, then you can go with the donut chart. If there are more than 5 or 10, then you can go with the pie chart. But both will go you, both will give you the proper kind of a data definitions, like how many counts we have, how many percentage we have, how many numbers we have. So it will give you proper numbers so that you can easily get the data and how much data we have, right? And we can easily visualize the data. Now moving to the next, which is the tree map. Suppose you have more than you can say 10 or 20 kind of differentiation, and then the difference between these are very huge, then the tree map is the good option for you, right? Like you can see there are external, internal, trade, training and recruitment. So how many cost you are how many expenses you are doing in external, internal, trade and training and recruiting, then you can go with this kind of stuff. It will give you the proper understanding of your data, and it will give you the proper number of the count sales, so that you can easily understand how many counts would be there, how many sales would be there, and we can easily figure it out, right? Next would be some other visual type like cart. Cart is just like a number. Like if you want to show your exact number directly into the screen, you can go with a KPI card. It will give directly showing you the number. Like you can say open store count is 104, so directly count you are showing. It's just like a drag and drop kind of a facility, so you are just showing the count over there, so that we can easily figure it out how many counts are there done, or how many sales are there, how many sums are there. You can easily show it to it. Next is multi-row cart. It is same as the, you can say, the previous one means cart, but here you can show you two. Instead of one, you can show you two. Mostly, multi-row cart would be used for either budget and sales. Like this is my budget, this is my sales, this is my budget, this is my loss or expenditure or whatever. So multi-row cart would be showing with comparison of some two numbers mostly, budget sales or account sales or something like that, right? Now, God chart. So this would be if you are expecting that we want to hire 50 candidate by this week, and we are, how much candidate are left, how much candidate we have joined successfully. So this cart is very much good, useful for you. Or you can see in this one the sales. So 23.22 million sales is already done, and how much is spending, what is our target, what is our budget. So this is also the good one. Now the KPI cart, got chart, multi row cart, and KPI, both or four are looking same, right? In the KPI chart, it is exactly, you can say, showing the same as the KPI cart chart, but it is showing you the, you can say, the area chart as well. Means the number and area chart both should be there, so that it will show you the, you can say, the comparison, or you can say the graph as well, so that you can easily understand like how much data is flowing or how much data is changing by month or by anything. Table and metrics, this is very much familiar, we are very much familiar with it. So tables is just nothing like whatever data we have, like how many clients, component, region, average performance, average reliability. So it will give you whatever measures you have created, or how many like whatever columns you have, just create a table, and whatever column you have, you have to drag and drop, and then it will generate the data group by. This is very important point. Group by, it's up to you. You can, there is an option called as no summarize. So once you click on no summarize, it will give you proper data. If you go with some average or any kind of stuff, so it will give you a group by data, like the SQL. So giving you a some average of performance, group by client, component, and region. Average of reliability, group by client, component, and region. So this is the same thing. So table will give you a group by as well as not the simple one. Now next is matrix. Matrix is similar kind of a stuff of table, but it will give you a more functionality as compared to table, right? Like if you want to show some sort of a bar chart inside the, you can say, table, or if you want to see some more visual, more effects, more, you can say, layout, like highlighting of something or something like that, then you can go with a matrix. Both are looking like same, but matrix is much more flexible and much more give you a functionality as compared to tables. Okay, let's moving to the question. If you have any questions, you can ask. Why do we use tree chart? Okay, so basically tree chart we are using mostly, like if you have a, you can say, multiple options in the sales. Let us suppose you have multiple options in the sales. Suppose you have a around 100 products, right? And in the 100 products, you want to see like which product is the highest, you can say, amount of sales, yeah, or highest amount of revenue I am generating from which product. And there are 100 products. So if you are creating a pie chart or a donut chart, then Pie chart and donut chart, because you have 100 product, it will cover whole circle, and you are not able to understand the whatever what is the exact data, right? So in the tree chart, it will give you a more good view, so that you can easily understand which one is the higher level. Because if something is slightly changing, it will generate a big box. So you can easily understand, yeah, this big box or a square means it is a higher amount of revenue or higher amount of sales would be there, so that you can easily understand. And this will give you more visibility to the data side, right? Okay, any other questions? Okay, let's moving to the again. Okay, now next is editing visualization side. So first window would be for visualization panel. Second would be a format visualization, or you can say editing visualization, right? Suppose from your data you are dragging some bar chart over there, right? Then, if you want to change something like x axis, y axis, legend, zoom, column, data label, background, or something, you can go with the format visual. So once you click on format visual, you can change everything, like color of column. Like right now it's blue, you want a green, you can change it to green. Background is white, you want to change it to something else, you can change it. Heading is there, like unit price by packaging, you can change it to something else. Like there is a some sort of a category, so if you want to change the category wise color, like each category should be in blue color and packet category would be in green color, that you can do. So all kind of a stuff you can easily do in a format visual, or you can say editing visualization, right? So it's a CentOS data warehouse data set. Whatever data you are doing, whatever combination data is there, you can combine the data, and then we can go with the combinations and different kind of a thing. Like see in this picture, you can easily understand. Like this one is the, you can say, remote uh, kind IT kind of a stuff, kind of a thing. Like laptop is there, mobile is there, TV is there. So these kind of a electronics item would be there. So whatever sales would be there, based on this you can easily cover how many discounts are there, how many sales are there, you can easily cover. Now the next one would be, you can say, a cloth store, some kind of a t-shirts, pants over there. So you can create some sort of a separate, like in the mall, we are creating a separate shops or separate foods for this. So similarly, you can create a separate dashboard for this, or you can combine this in the single dashboard, but separate visual. Now here you can see it is some sort of a fridge, refrigerator, or these kind of a stuff, the kitchen appliance, right? And this is the, you can see, some vegetables, kind of a grocery kind of a stuff, like you can see fruits, vegetables, and all the stuffs. And here we have a billing counter, right? This one is the billing counter. So here you can manage everything, like how much you are getting, how much they are paying. So this whole complex, suppose you are working here, and if you want to know which product is the highest selling product, or you are getting the revenue from which product the most, right? Then either you have to go through the complete excel sheet, then filter it out, and then doing some other stuff. And then second option is just dragging and dropping and creating some sort of a beautiful, you can say, Power BI report, and you can easily understand what is the data would be there, what is the maximum sales would be there, which product would be in the highest ranking, how much sales we are getting. Like whatever the product which is in lowest selling, how can we increase the sale for that product? So this will give you a more functionality, and also giving you a more visual, so that you can easily understand what kind of a work you have to do for that, right? How can you improve your sales over there? So most of the clients, most of the business owners, or most of the person who is in a non IT background, they don't understand that thing. Like they want a complete report, so they can be going with this, like because Power BI is much more easier as compared to other tools. So even they can go with it, and then they can create a simple kind of a report. Don't worry if you are a businessman, if you are IT guy, or if you are a new or fresher, don't worry about it. We will start learning from the beginning, and then we will step by step we are creating a more functional and higher level of a, you can say, Power BI report, so that we can easily understand how can we go with it, and how can we load this complete data, and then how can we create a more functional, you can say, Power BI report, right? Now, next is the data warehouses sets. Right? Suppose you are using Snowflake instead of going, like, because most of the sales, whatever sales you are doing, right, we have to be manage that sales either into some sort of a bahi khata, or some sort of a, you can say, database or book or any kind of a diary, right? So if you have a old kind of a cement model, then you have to write this into your diary. That is very hard to manage, because it's having some sort of a limit. After 10 to 5 year, you cannot manage all the data, right? Now the second approach would be the Excel sheet, right? For 1 year, 2 year, you can easily manage the data into Excel sheet. After that, it is hard to manage, because the data amount would be increasing day by day, right? Who is buying what? And after 10 years, that person will come and then say that, can you give me the report? That is very hard to manage, right? Next, if you want to see the complete data for 10 years, that is hard to manage in the Excel, because the size would be increasing. Excel is hard to, like, if the data is huge, then Excel is not able to manage that properly. It would be hanging your PC, right? Now, see, if you are following the Snowflake schema, there is one fact table, which is fact strategy plan. And there are 5 dimension table, like first is dim account, second is dim date, third is dim entity, fourth is dim product category, fifth is dim scenario. Why this dim stand for dimension, fact stand for fact table. Fact is nothing but like whatever foundation table or whatever the main table you have. So strategy plan is just like a sales, whatever sales you have done, right? Dim date, dim date is nothing like whatever date you have. Account, whatever account numbers, products you have. Entity, suppose you have selling a printer, so printer is a entity. Now product category, how many categories you have, like electronics, groceries, or whatever. Scenarios, like if Diwali sales would be there, so this is kind of a scenario as well. So you are creating some sort of a table over there, right? So based on this, you can make some changes, like introduction side, like you are making some changes. How can you populate the data? How can you manage the data? How can you create the dashboard? How can you visualize the data, right? And you can do some sort of a sorting and more formatting as well. Like if you want to go with some sort of a changing the visual, if you want to go with sorting with, you can say, product, sorting with date, so you can go with that, right? So let's do some practice first, so that we can do some little bit practice, because this is being a higher level for us. But after some time, you also get the right data. Okay, so let's download the some sample data. So sample data for sales in Excel, I'm getting for some sample data from the Excel. Let's see. Okay, so I'm getting this from some site, the GitHub. I'm putting this into the download section. Now I'm opening this Power BI report first, clicking on get data, or you can go with the here as well. There is a import from Excel, but I'm clicking on it, Excel workbook. It is asking me the location. I'm clicking on download, sample data, open. Now it is showing you the how many sheets that Excel will have, right? If you want to see the first sheet 1 data, that is a postcode, sales REP ID, sales REP name, year and value. Second one, which is sales data, it is also having the same. Okay, so we will take the first, the sales data only. So there is transform data and load as well. So if you click on load directly, whatever data, if it is corrupted or any issue or anything, it will load. Transform means if you want to change something like this postcode 2121 is not exist, you don't want this one, you can filter it out using transform the data. But right now we are just loading the data because we are not changing anything. Okay, so once you click on load, so it will load the data from the Excel. So it will take some time, hardly 1 to 2 minutes if the data size is huge. If the not, then it will hardly take 1 to 2 seconds, so that the data will be loading successfully. Okay, in the meantime, okay, I think it is loaded. 390 rows only. So data is successfully loaded. So once the data would be there, you can see in the data side, you can see the table is automatically created, which is the sales data. How many columns we have? So once you click on in this drop down, so you can see postcode, sales REP ID, sales REP name, value, and year would be there, right? Now in the left hand corner, there are three view: report view, table view, model view, and dex query view, right? So one by one we will go with the view. So first of all, this is the report view. Whatever report you are creating, it will be showing it here, right? But now we have to see whatever data we have, is the data is correct or not, we have to change something or not. So you have to go over here and then click on table view. So once you click on table view, then the data would be showing it here. So you can see the value is there, year is there, repo name is there, sales REP ID is there, and postcode is there. So there are lots of values. You can filter it out here. You can change, like if I want to see the postcode data only for 2000. So you just click on this, okay, and then you can see the data only for postcode 2000, right? So you can see the data here and filter it out just like Excel. So right now here, whatever you are doing is not, it will nothing affect the real data. This is for only your you can say viewing purpose mostly. So once you click on this filter 456 data only, so it will be filtering out that data only. So it's up to you. Like if you want to see like REP name, if you want to see that John, okay, so whatever John did, you can see the complete data from year. If you want to filter it out only for year to 2012, you can click it here. You can see the all data for 2012, right? So this is it. So if you want to remove this all filter, click here and then there is a clear filter. So all filter would be clear automatically, right? Now the next is model view. Once you click on model view, right now we have only one table, so you can see I am moving this. So you have multiple tables, then there would be a multiple table, you can see multiple tables over there. One by one we can go. So right now we have one table, so we can see this is the one, right? So once we have another table, we can create one more. If we have another, then we can create one more, right? Now the dex view. The dex view, you can create your dex query here and run and test whatever what is the effect of the data over there, and then you can see, right? So this is the complete. And if you want something would be changing, then you can share the feedback, up, update the model, you can file some comment, format the query, replace command, practice, or you can do lots of thing here, or you can even help from the copilot as well if you have a premium level of a subscription, right? This is the complete overview for these steps. Apart from these tab, we have some other, right? So similarly, like this visual we have here as well. Like if you click on new visual, automatically it will create a bar chart over there, right? Or you can drop it from here as well. Once you click on it, automatically the bar chart would be there, right? Now for creating a new measure, you have to click on this new measure, or you have to click on this one and then new measure, both are right. Now there is an insert button. Insert button, if you want to insert something like some buttons, some shapes, some images, some text boxes, you can go with it, right? There is some other like decompository, narratives, key instructions, Q&A, more visuals like from any other spaces or some other new pages. You can add new or duplicate pages from here. Now in the modeling side, you can create a measure, quick measure, new table, new column, and some new parameters as well. If you want to create a new parameter, manage rules, view as a, like if you want to give the permission to someone, Q&A setup, languages, and some import export option as well. In the view side, you have some sort of a, you can say, optimizing side. You have, if you want to generate some theme so that the font and everything would be static, no one can change it, you can go with it and create a your custom theme, or you can change your color as well. Like if I want to go with it, so automatically the color would be changed. If when I want to go just like PPT, right? Now the next is optimized side. Like suppose you have successfully created multiple reports and then it is taking too much time, like around 5 to 10 minutes it is taking to refresh. Then you can click on performance analysis. So which visual or which measure or which formula is taking too much time, you can analyze, and then you you can split that formula or table or visual into the multiple parts so that you can optimize your performance, right? Now help side, there are lots of help which is provided by the, you can say, Power BI, like some guide learning training videos, documentation supports, blogs, communities, Power BI developers submit ideas, external tools also, and there are lots of things like consulting services and examples, right? So there are lots of things, lots of lots of visuals we have, right? So let's create with some basic. But before that, if you have anything, let's see first. uh, what kind of a certification we can take in Power BI? Okay, so there is a certification called as this one, PL 300. This is called as a Power BI data analyst associate, right? This is given by a Microsoft. You have to complete these modules. You can see in the practice exam, you can see there are modules. Once you complete these modules, either you can buy the certification, or some sort of a discount is given by a, you can say, Microsoft as well. If you have completed successfully these all codes, these all modules, then there would be some sort of a discount as well. Once you will get the certification, and then you can do some sort of a different level of access or different kind of a thing as well. Even you can see I have already certification, and it is saying unfortunately your opportunity to renew the certification has expired. Because I don't have that PL1. Previously I was having DA 100, and then DA 100 is already being uh, not, you can say, validated certified. Right now I have a PL 300 as well as DA 100. DA 100 is being expired. From the Microsoft side, you cannot conduct, or you can, it's not the, you can say, expired. I cannot say this is expired. This is some sort of a, you can say, retired, right? So this DA 100 is being retired from the Microsoft side. I already have this one as well as PL 300. So for PL 300 I have separate account, and DA 100 I have separate one. So for DA 100 it is showing me this one. So forget about this one. DA 100 is the old one version, and then you can see analyst data with Microsoft Power BI was retired on March 31st. So it is already being retired. But you, if you want to conduct, or if you want to go with it, then you can go with the PL 300. This is the latest one given by the Microsoft. Okay. Now next is, if I want to do a freelancing and generate some income by it, yes, you can do, absolutely. But you have to find some sort of a freelancer kind of a project, like either kind of a sites over there, then you can do. So you have to be do some, because in the freelancing side mostly the client would be expecting more, right? Like some visual side, you have to be make sure that you have a good knowledge in JavaScript as well, mostly. Because in the JavaScript side, you will give them a good visual, like some sort of a animation kind of a stuff in this Power BI. And also you have to be make sure that you have a good knowledge, like how to connect with some other sources like SAP, like direct query, some other, all the resources side, so that you can easily get the data and start creating a report. So their expectation would be higher for the freelancing side. Okay. Now next is also purchase it, or it's a free for you. Yes, we can, it's up to you. Mostly side, if you are a employee of some company, then mostly company will give you some sort of a voucher or some discounts over there. And if you complete some module for the certification sites, then Microsoft also give you some discount. And once you are able to successfully complete the certification, it's good for you, for your future, for your job, right? Okay, now let's create a simple report, right? We already see the data. This is our data, this is the year, this is the repo name, REPID, postcode, and value. Suppose I want to see the sales by name, right? Or you can say year. So let's create one column chart, a stuck column chart. No, 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 no. Just create a simple column chart. Yeah, this is a simple one. Let's create a simple one. Now, in this one, I need into the you can say sum of the value in the x-axis side. Wait. Sum of the value and year. So there are two options. We are not able to see this properly, right? Because the values are multiple, but years you can see the wrong. So we can change it, interchange. Now I am changing this like this. Now it is giving me more functionality, or you can say more visualization side. So remember, whatever you are putting in x-axis and y-axis. So x-axis, I am putting it as a year. So there are 3 years: 2011, 2012, 2013. And in the sum side, getting how many sums or values we have. So you can see it's around 65, 76, 385.89, and here 61, here 64. So this is the first visual. Now I will. So this is our first visual. Now you are thinking, I'm not putting any kind of a summation. How did he do? Basically, in this drop down, there are some options: sum, average, minimum, maximum, count, distinct count, standard deviation, variation, and median. So if you change it to average, this would be changed to average. If you change to minimum, automatically it will changing to minimum. If you change to maximum, it will changing to maximum. If you change to count distinct, it will change to distinct count. If you change to count, then it will change. So one values will change. See, 2012 count are 130, 130, 130. So all year count are 130. Now standard deviation, if you change, then 2011, its standard deviation is 29763. Here 27837, and here 26864, right? So mostly we need sum, so that we can easily understand the sum is right or not. This is the first visual we have created. Now this is for sales, right? But I want to know, based on our pin code, how many sales would be there, right? So we can create one more, or if you want to compare, you can change this to year and this one. Just a second. Okay, the year is only in single column, so it will not be reflected. Okay. So if, just a second. I'm creating a separate visual for this so that we can easily understand. Let me create one line chart. And here in the line chart, in the x-axis side, I am taking a pin code, and in the y-axis side, I am taking values. Now you can see with the pin code what is the variation I can see, but it will not make a sense, right? So instead of this, can I create a pie chart? Yes, but now you can see this is just like a very dangerous. I'm not able to understand what I want to see. Now I can see tree chart, right? Now there is a person. What is the name? Uh, yeah, Jayant Kumar. So Jayant, now you are able to see the understanding, right? So if I change this into pie chart, I'm not able to easily understand. Even if I enlarge this completely, then also I'm not able to understand what it is showing, right? But when I change this into this one, then I can easily understand that 2049 pin code having the highest value as compared to the lowest one. So lowest one is this one. It is just 30,497 in 2007. So easily we can figure it out, right? Now the next one is the table, which we already know. Like this is the table. Like we have a value, rep id, and postcode. So automatically, not don't, there is an option. Like right now, it is grouping everything. So it is just showing you sum of pin code, count of sales ID, sum of the value. I don't want this, so just click on don't summarize. So it will give you a complete one. And now here you can see the count is also giving you the wrong. So just don't summarize. So it will give you complete list. Right now, what is the difference between table and matrix? When you click on matrix, it will give you a more good looking layout as compared to the previous one. So right, there are only three postcodes, so it is splitting into the three one, and then it will give you a more beautiful layout so that you can easily understand, right? So this is the one. Now main purpose would be this filter. Like if I apply a filter, let me create one filter over there. So I'm just dragging this one from here, and I want filter for year only. So now you can see we will get the visual for it. So suppose I want sales data, let me change it to drop down. There is called as drop down. Let me change it to drop down. Let me enlarge the font as well so that you can easily see 40. Now here you can see 2011, 12 and 13. When I click on 2012, automatically all filter will change. 11 change, 13 change. So this would be make a sense, right? For the person who already know how it is working, they already having a good experience into it. But those who are a beginner, so for those, there is no need to create any kind of interaction because the interaction is already being there, because this is a single table. Whatever date you are selecting, whatever value you are changing here, automatically the data would be changing, right? So this is the more, or you can say this is the functionality of the Power BI, so that you can easily filter out the complete data and then change, so that the date, how much the data would be affecting, how much the value is affecting, you can easily see, right? So any questions also? Okay guys, so that's it for today, and we will be meeting again on 15th of Feb, right? And then we will see what we will learn for the tomorrow, the next session, and then next session will be covering the most of the new thing, so that we will creating a more beautiful and more functional and more good looking, you can say, Power BI report, so that we can use these report for our future business perspective and future learning perspective. Okay, so thank you guys, thanks for joining the sessions, thanks for your supports. Thank you.
Thank you, Saurabh. That was indeed a very great session. I hope everyone learned and listened to you very carefully. There was a question by Kurai. Did you answer this one? Can you please check?
Sir, you also purchased it or it's free for you? For the certification inside, yes, I already answered it.
All right, then I'll just end
Yeah.
the stream. Thank you so much,
So
Saurabh, for this
Sneha is
session. Thank
also
you.
asking, next session will be on 15 Feb. So yes, Sneha. So we are covering most of the all the sessions only on Saturday, Sunday, because most of the time all the candidates would be available on Saturday, Sunday mostly. So the timing would be the same, 4 to 5 or 5:30. It's up to the basically requirement, like how much we want to learn. If you ask many questions, we will take more time. If not, then we will cover whatever we have, right? So mostly Saturday Sunday. So next Saturday would be in 15th and 16th. So we have a class on 15 4 to 5, and then 16 4 to 5, the same timing. Okay. Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
sir.
Dhruv.
Yeah, I'll just end the stream. Thank you so much, sir, for doing this for us.
Thank
And you
you.
all can also leave now. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.